left point. Hayes and drives, score!
Headlines, highlights, coach's corner, player interview, and everything happening around Condors Town. Now in HD.
Missed wide of the net. To the left wing, corner centering feed. Brenner all alone in the slot, scores! A nice job from Tyler Brenner. Pass it didn't take a trouble, now it does. He's in all alone. Backhand scores! Welcome back, Nick Tremblay. And that's to the side of the cage. Back to the right point. Bergdorfer, he scores! The captain from the right circle.
Now, two of the most attractive men on radio. Here are the voices of the Condors, Ryan Holt and Kevin Bartle.
We're back. Did you miss us? 3 weeks off. 3 weeks without Unleashed. But we're back. Ryan Holt, Kevin Bartle here in the Dignity Health Studios at the Bakersfield, California.
It's like I forgot how to do the show. What am I supposed to be Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. It's like we're starting all over again.
Yeah. Training wheels.
That's right.
We're putting the training wheels on
right.
for this episode of Condors Unleashed. Thanks for taking your lunch hour and spending it with us, Ryan Holt, Kevin Bartle. Voices of your Condors here. And, boy, Kev, I think we took a wrong time to take 3 weeks off. A lot of good hockey being played by Bakersfield over the last month.
I think the last time we had a show, we were talking about, hey, the Condors been looking good, put together a couple of good wins. That was 4 weeks ago after a 3-week hiatus, and this is like a completely different hockey team right now. One of the hottest teams in the league, definitely, one of the hottest teams in the Western Conference right now, making some moves, trying to climb the standings, only a couple of points out of sixth place now, with 4 games in hand on the San Francisco Bulls. So watch out for this Condors club. They're playing good hockey.
The Condors head to Ontario on Friday and then take on the Las Vegas Wranglers on Saturday. We'll get to more of that later on in the show. But as you mentioned, the Condors 12-6 in their last 18, and they're getting a lot of different contributions from a lot of different players.
Well, that's what it takes, right? I mean, you need a complete team effort to be able to rack up, a stretch like Bakersfield's had. And it's 5 of the last 6 as well. So it's not like, the streak was kind of top-heavy. They're playing pretty good. They basically have gone 2-1, every week for the last 6 weeks. And that's a way to gain some ground on teams, that's for sure. But, your stars have to be your stars. And at the same time, you need to have depth. You need to have offensive scoring depth, and you need everybody contributing defensively, and that's what they're doing. And right from the goal line out, they're getting big performances.
One of the most telling stats, I think, about this Condors team, and you can even look at it over this past weekend in Colorado. They dropped the opener on Friday, but they come back and win on Saturday night in a very tough place to play in Loveland, Colorado. But the Condors haven't lost back-to-back games, and I don't know if this is a broadcaster's jinx or if we can knock on wood or whatever. But November 14th and 16th was the last time the Condors dropped back-to-back games. So the Condors have gone pretty much almost 2 months now without dropping back-to-back contests. Certainly there have been losses in there, but it seems like this team always finds a way to rebound. You mentioned from the goal line out. Well, who are we going to have on the show later this evening?
Tyler Buns is joining us. He's won 5 in a row.
5 in a row.
And
that's one whole hand's worth.
It is. And that's quite a streak. In fact, that's the best Condors goaltending streak since the 2010-11 season when Brian Stewart won 11 in a row at the tail end of that season. So it's been a pretty good streak here for Tyler Buns.
That's also when the Condors won 11 straight in a row. The Condors will actually put their 5-game winning streak on the line on Saturday. The home winning streak on Saturday. The Condors taking on the Las Vegas Wranglers, looking to keep that going and maybe set the Condors record for the home winning streak, which is in sight. It's in the radar, but still a little bit ways away. Troy Mann will also join us. We'll break down some video as well.
Love the coach's video. But first, as we always start out, it's time for Holty's Headlines. I can't.
We're back.
It's like you just. No. It's like you stole Scott Cox's.
Yeah. I got a bone to pick first off before we go to Holty's Headlines. Our good friend Scott Cox read the news last week or earlier this week.
It was earlier this week.
He did it in a very Holty's Headlines-esque fashion. You know what? I like that though. I don't have a bone to pick. I don't. I mean, imitation is a form of flattery, so I'm flattered. Thank you, Scott.
That's it. Imitation is the sincerest form of
flattery. We still
flattery.
don't like you, but thank you very much. No, we do. Scott Cox, one of my top 5 favorite people in Bakersfield. Not saying something. There's a lot of great people here in Bakersfield. But getting back to last week, the Condors going 2-1 over the week. You look at the recaps, and the Condors shutting out Las Vegas in Las Vegas 3-0 on New Year's Day. Laurent Brossoit, 17 saves. His 5th shutout this season, Bartz. I mean, 5 shutouts, 8 starts for Laurent Brossoit. Condors would go into Colorado, get the split in Colorado. They dropped the opener. Laurent Brossoit picked up the loss, but Tyler Bunz hopped in the net, picked up the win on Saturday, and the Condors were able to squeak out of there a 2-1 win. And Bart, that was an exciting win on Saturday because Colorado certainly made their push there towards the end of that game.
Yeah, well, like you mentioned, that's a tough place to play, and nice for the team to rebound. When you go into a building and you got 2 in a row against a pretty good hockey team, you usually like to knock a win out in that first game, so you don't have much to worry about in game 2. But they did it in reverse, and doesn't matter.
And the Condors set their weekly goals. We'll actually take a look at that with Condors head coach Troy Mann in the Coach's Corner film breakdown. We're actually going to look at the pre-scout of Las Vegas. We're going to see what the players see. So that's going to be interesting because there is the weekly goals, and the weekly goals this past week was 4+ points. And I'm no math major, Bartle, but 1 win on Wednesday, 1 win on Saturday, 2+. That's 4 points, Bart. So
you're right.
Yeah. So they set their weekly goals, and they achieved their weekly goals here this past week. And as a result, the standings continue to come back the Condors' way. Moving on here in Holty's headlines, you look at what's coming up this weekend in Condors Town. Well, we have Dodgers versus Giants Micro Pillow Pets giveaway night.
Go Blue.
First 2,000 kids 12 and under will take home either a Giants or a Dodgers Pillow Pet. And there's plenty of big names on the back of these Pillow Pets, not just one name on the back. For the Giants, Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, Pablo Sandoval, Buster Posey, Brian Wilson is on the Giants one. He's now on the Dodgers, but he's on the Giants one, so he's going to count for the Giants on this one.
That's true.
It's his last good deed as a Giant. For the Dodgers, Bartle's favorite, Clayton Kershaw, Andre Ethier, and Matt Kemp.
I mean, those are 3 pretty solid Dodgers.
Yes. So it's 5 Giants, while 1 tweener against 3 Dodgers. There's 1,000 of each. Whichever team runs out first will be declared the city favorite. So will it be the Giants or the Dodgers? I have a feeling it's going to be the Dodgers.
Giants have no prayer in this one. Let's be honest.
I don't think so.
Let's be honest.
The 49ers beat the Raiders earlier when we had the city's favorite football giveaway. I think the Dodgers are going to take this one. I think the Red Sox would have taken it had the Red Sox been a Micro Pillow Pet. What do you think? No? You don't think so? You're just staring at me blankly?
I don't even. I'm trying to find. Well, I'm trying to find where in my brain the information is stored that will tell me that will justify your mentioning of the god awful team.
Well,
from Boston.
Some fans were complaining on our Facebook page that we don't have the Oakland A's or the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
They don't even register.
They don't register.
The Angels would register. The A's, forget it. They might as well play outside of the state.
Wow.
They're not going to register.
The 5 Oakland A's fans who are also Condors fans are very upset with you, and they're going to express their displeasure on Saturday.
Well, bring it on.
You can find Kevin Bartle. He's in the Condors front office. Saturday, January 11th, 7 o'clock. You can catch all the action on Fox Sports Radio. 970 Condors are taking on the Las Vegas Wranglers. Hey, speaking of the Wranglers, when the Condors were in Las Vegas earlier last week on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, a story broke in the Las Vegas Sun. It's an online publication about Las Vegas being kicked out of their building, the Orleans Arena. They'll be out at the end of this season. They're in search of a new home. It gives the team less than a month to come up with a formal agreement, according to Las Vegas Sun, to play at least one season in a venue in Las Vegas and produce a memo of understanding to ECHL officials by January 20th. That's when there's a Board of Governors meeting that a deal is in place. The president of the Las Vegas Wranglers, Billy Johnson, he's a good friend of Condors Town as well. He explained Wranglers fans wound up in this conundrum because on December 6th, their owner, Gary Jacobs, was told in a meeting by the Orleans that the team's contract would not be renewed at the end of the season, which, ironically, is April 1st. And, Bartle, who's in Las Vegas on April 1st?
The Condors.
The Condors. So the Condors and the Wranglers will play the last ever regular season game at Orleans. And then on December 14th, Jacobs received an email from hotel officials that the team was in fact done at Orleans Arena after 11 seasons. Tough news to take. Now, Billy Johnson has gone on the offensive and is scheduling meetings with just about anybody who will listen to him to find an arena for this upcoming 2014-2015 season. There have been a couple options thrown out there. Most specifically, the Thomas and Mack Center. South Point Hotel and Casino said no. Thomas and Mack Center on the campus of UNLV. I personally think, again, this is just my personal opinion, I think that's where they'll end up. I think they'll stay in Las Vegas.
It goes back to the old International Hockey League days. The Las Vegas Thunder played there at the Thomas and Mack Center. But, I mean, this is I give Billy Johnson a lot of credit. He's really thinking outside the box in this situation. It's a bad situation to be in. This is a team that draws. They have a good fan base. They're one of only 2 professional teams in the entire city of Las Vegas, which is preposterous to me.
Both
there's a
minor
million
league.
people. And they're both minor league, but there's a million people in that market. I mean, it's just an awful situation. So hopefully one of the Condors' biggest rivals can pull out of this.
Yeah, and from our perspective, if you're a Condors fan, you certainly want Las Vegas to stay around. It helps us that they're in this league. It helps us travel-wise. It helps us scheduling-wise. It just makes things easier, aside from the fact that they've been around 11 years and that rivalry has grown and fostered over the years. So I give all the credit in the world to Billy Johnson and the Las Vegas Wranglers for getting out, as you mentioned, at the forefront of this, getting ahead of the story, creating the conversation that they've had over the past week or so. So we wish them the best of luck, and of course, Las Vegas will be in business at least through the end of the season. Hopefully they find a home for next year. All right, coming up also in Condors Town, Hockey in Heels, the first ever Hockey in Heels event. Next Tuesday at 5 o'clock. It'll be held at the Rabobank Arena Convention Center. Starts at 5. There's wine. There's food. There's a lot of fun. You can win a date with a Condor. There's a fashion show. Bartle will be the model. No, he won't.
Huh?
No, he won't. He won't. But it'd be good for Bartle to be the model. But a lot of good food vendors will be there. Don Perico's, Marie Callender's, Rusty's Pizza, TL Maxwell's, which was the first ever dinner spot for Ryan Holt here in Bakersfield.
There you go.
Maxwell's. Get the crab cakes. Very good. And Tasty's Pastries be providing, I assume, dessert.
Say that 5 times really fast.
I can't. The wine all provided by Eureka Burger. The night is sponsored by Dignity Health and Kiss Me Photo Booth. I'm sorry. Dignity Health, Mercy Memorial Hospitals, and Kiss Me Photo Booth. Plenty of good stuff going on. Hair and makeup, hair fusion, lashes and mustaches, the fashion show, Apricot Lane, and Sugar Daddies, providing the clothes that the models will wear. You can win a date with a Condors player. Tickets are just $25. You can call the Condors front office, 324-PUCK, 324-7825, or check it out online, BakersfieldCondors.com.
The $25, by the way,
yes,
includes your ticket to the game that night.
Yes, so you get a lower level seat to the game that night. If you're a season ticket holder and you're thinking, hey, Holty, I've already got a ticket to the game that night, but I still want to come to Hockey in Heels, $15. $15 gets you in at 5 o'clock. Again, it's over at the convention center. And then mosey on over to the Condors game. Wine, food, fun, fashion show. Win a date with a Condor. I think it's Spencer Bennett. Spencer Bennett will be our guinea pig here for this one. He's going to be thrown out to the wolves, if you will. And always want to remind you, too, single gentlemen, there's going to be hundreds of women at this game.
Yeah.
So get your tickets. Next Tuesday, the Condors hosting the Stockton Thunder. Tickets on sale at Ticketmaster.com or call the Condors front office, 324-PUCK, 324-7825. Also, next Tuesday, the Condors will honor, the champs. There they are. Bakersfield High School. The Drillers of football team will be honored with the Spirit of Condors Town Award next Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. So if you want to watch the Drillers be honored by the Condors, you can do so by getting your tickets to Ticketmaster.com. There's also a group ticket price as well. You want to check that out on the Condors Facebook page and Twitter. Again, BHS winning the CIF State Championship back on December the 20th. Congrats to them, and we'll honor the Drillers with the Spirit of Condors Town Award. Also earlier this week, last week for the United States, and then earlier this week, yesterday in fact, for Canada, the United States and Canadian hockey teams were announced. Couple snubs on the Condor side. On the USA side, Bobby Ryan, not on Team USA. Team Canada.
That's bold.
Not featuring Claude Giroux, one of the top Canadian scorers over the last 4 seasons. Captain of the Philadelphia Flyers. I don't know. I would have included Giroux. How do you
leave Bobby Ryan off?
How do you leave Bobby Ryan off, though, for the U.S.? I mean, he's as skilled comes.
Ducks fans are livid.
Yes. Well, now Senators fans, but they still want him on the Ducks. Believe me, they still want him on the Ducks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So here's my bold prediction, though. And we're not making predictions yet. We might do so in a later Condors Unleashed when the Olympics happens February 12th through the 23rd. I don't see the U.S. or Canada medaling.
You can't say that.
I just said that.
You cannot say that.
I just said it.
That's anti-American.
I just said it. I don't see the U.S. or Canada medaling.
Yeah, I think for sure Canada medals. I just don't see how they don't medal.
All right.
I mean,
There's
they won
20 for the ECHL tie-in. 20 former members of the ECHL will be representing their respective countries. Who's the highest percentage, Bartz?
USA.
No. There's only one ECHLer on the U.S. team. Austria.
Oh, Austria.
A lot of Austrians used to play in the ECHL. How about that? A couple of Norwegians as well in the ECHL. So USA and Canada rosters announced, and I don't think either of them are going to medal, so you don't have to worry about it. But still watch. It's awesome. I'll still root for the USA. All right, our final Holty's headlines. Just want to give a quick stick tap and a tip of our hat to Condors defenseman Eric Bergdorfer. Went up to the American Hockey League for the first time this past week and notched his first AHL assist. It actually happened in a big comeback for OKC. They were down 3-0. Bergie's assist on the game-tying goal allowed the Barons to pick up the win over the San Antonio Rampage. They're starting to get hot as well here in 2014, 2-0 since the new year. And Bart's hard-pressed to find a guy more deserving than Eric Bergdorfer in the AHL.
He looks good in a Barons jersey.
Yes, I like those sweaters.
They're cool sweaters, and it's a great chance for him to get up there. And I mean, he's just a steady D-man. I mean, it's not flashy. He doesn't throw the big hits. He doesn't get a ton of points. But he plays a pretty steady game. He chews up a lot of minutes down here at this level. So great to see him get a shot and get involved on a big goal.
And I heard a lot of commotion behind me, so that must mean the Condors head coach Troy Mann is in the building.
He's in the house.
We'll sit down with him at Coach's Corner next. It's all coming up at Condors Unleashed, live from the Dignity Health Studios inside the Bakersfield, California. Don't go anywhere.